During the rainy Kingaming festival, a mourner's heart is heavy. A young man stands resolute in the downpour, his thoughts on strength. Standing before a grave, he tells the old man he finally learned his lessons, vowing never to let down the one who defied the heavens for his sake. In his hand, he holds the jade pendant left behind for him, clutching the only memento he has left of the old man. Leaving the gravesite, he contemplates an inescapable fate. Pedaling furiously through the dark, rain-slicked streets, when blinding headlights cut straight through the darkness, his eyes widening in the sudden, overwhelming glare, a truck slams into him, sending his body flying through the stormy night. But in that moment, the jade pendant activates, floating in a strange void, shattering into countless pieces and unleashing a torrent of power. Back at the crash site, only a wrecked bicycle and scattered books remain. While the scene shifts to a strange, empty room filled with hanging talismans, this curse strikes, but a straw effigy takes the hit, leaving him coughing on the ground, realizing a higher power intervened. As dark energy surrounds him and a blue light seals his wound, he now understands the old man's jade pendant saved his life. Standing over the fallen attackers, he promises no more mercy. A lone survivor scrambles back, terrified by his ghostly presence. Seeing our boy silhouetted in the doorway like an Avenger, and the man pleads for his life, blaming some dirty business. But the kid demands to know who made him the scapegoat. This name Feng triggers a memory from one day ago. A man had observed him, noting he should have died in childhood, yet his aura was strangely pure and unblemished, while an elder praised his powerful constitution for their master, until their impatient client cut the fortune-telling short. Demanding to know if the boy could survive the planned disaster, this old master recognizes the boy's heavenly constitution, a rare gift. He promises to help a second master within 3 days, a deal the blonde man accepts. But our boy arrives, questioning why he should help a sinner. This blonde antagonist mocks their bond, revealing the true master died years ago. Our boy's gaze hardens as the antagonist taunts him about a woman. Unfazed, the rival just laughs hysterically at the elder's words. Mocking them further, he boasts of a happiness they cannot comprehend. He is tired of their moralizing, telling them to just stop. His patience wearing thin, he turns to leave with the captive elder. And as he is led away, the old man gives a final, cryptic warning. This MC stands frozen, watching them depart from the premises, when suddenly a strange sensation makes him clutch his chest. He pulls out the jade pendant hanging around his neck, and to his horror, cracks have appeared on its surface. His eyes widen in disbelief at the impossible damage. Wounded and determined, he declares he has found the answer, towering over his defeated foe as the man speaks of betrayal. This curse consumes the kneeling man, his face contorting in agony, his desperate pleas for help echoing in the empty room, a final, blood-curdling scream escaping his lips. As the body falls, our protagonist recognizes the familiar curse seal, a chilling memory surfacing of a rainy night and other victims, all of them struck down by the same affliction, leaving no survivors, which raises a terrifying question about his own survival. Then a memory of a coin used for divination flashes before him, and suddenly his world blurs, a strange sensation taking over, his own body feeling like it is burning from the inside out. Transported to a strange, dark courtyard, he realizes it is an illusion, a blinding method he intends to break with his own power. Unleashing a hexagram meant to suppress this dark magic, his power shatters the illusionary world around him, revealing a rainy courtyard filled with bodies and a new master, who laments almost missing such a joyous occasion. This victim's face twists into a demonic puppet's grin. Another cursed man screams about the will of heaven. As the old man's evil arts animate the fallen around him, this master questions the very nature of good and evil, asking our boy why he is interfering in his affairs. He then reveals a forbidden technique for raising the dead, mocking the kid's power against his undead army. But our boy's eyes glow with resolve, ready for the fight. Summoning a brilliant heavenly might guided by his hexagram, he prepares a technique to borrow the power of thunder. Lightning cracks across the sky, answering his call, and with a single command, he unleashes its fury. A vision flashes of lightning incinerating screaming victims. In the storm, an old man stands firm against the crackling energy, scoffing at the carnage, calling it a pathetic result of decades of work. Back in the present, the antagonist questions if this is the heaven he serves, when a scarred man with glowing red eyes warns him not to be arrogant. This white-haired rival leaps forward to meet this new challenge, but the scarred foe descends with overwhelming power, their clash erupting in a blinding flash of lightning, sending the antagonist flying back into the churning water, while the elder reveals the MC is a variable meant to deceive heaven itself. And now the scarred man turns his attention to our boy. This old master, wounded, wants to witness the secret within him, using a cursed coin to sacrifice his own life force for the kid's survival. Just then, a vehicle speeds through the rain-slick streets. As a team of men in black suits arrives on the scene, two hooded operatives bicker in the storm, one urging haste, while his partner cautiously scans the area, worried about his bonus. His spell reveals 3 people fighting, confirming no ambush awaits them. So the first man rushes ahead, sensing a situation unfolding inside. He detects 2 powerful auras he cannot identify, a potential big score. Inside, a man with a cursed seal roars with monstrous fury, prompting the hooded attacker to leap down from above, crashing into the cursed foe with a lightning-charged blow. Grabbing his face, he realizes his light-based arts are ineffective, so he prepares to strike again with even greater power. unleashing a massive bolt of lightning from the heavens. But an old man appears, explaining this is a human puppet, neither alive nor dead, holding a glowing coin as he declares it is beyond good and evil. Red energy connects the fallen bodies, immune to ordinary light attacks, and the white-haired fighter scoffs, tired of the old man's cryptic lecture. Our boy faces down two opponents in the rain when their master appears, warning him of his recklessness, and reveals his plan to unleash a human puppet's true form, forcing the man into a monstrous, beastly transformation. This sight is almost too fantastic for him to believe, as the beastman lunges forward with incredible speed. But our hero meets the charge with a powerful counter, this impact sending him flying through the air, crashing hard against the illusion's painful barrier. He lands, his body feeling like it is splitting apart, bloodied and bruised from the overwhelming force. Just then the beastman dives in for the final blow, screaming about his fist as he descends upon him, but the attack is swiftly dealt with, leaving the MC standing victorious over his fallen foe. A hooded man arrives, questioning who dares commit crimes on his turf, while the elder notes the incredible power that defeated the puppet. He recognizes another heavenly constitution, a rare find indeed. His new arrivals rush forward, demanding the elder's surrender, as the old man scoffs at our boy for becoming an official's dog. A larger operative checks on the wounded MC, asking him to hang on, but the elder decides to retreat, warning them not to be so arrogant. This infuriates the lead operative, who screams for him to stop, but a hand suddenly grabs his shoulder, holding him back, his larger partner pulling him away from the futile chase. Examining the wound, he recognizes the human puppet curse seal, a revelation that leaves the lead operative stunned. They decide the elder is too dangerous and the boy needs urgent help. His partner offers to suppress the curse temporarily with his own arts, leaving the leader to wonder if the situation is truly that dire. This hooded operatives bicker while carrying their unconscious ally. As they retreat, one questions the nature of a human puppet, leaving our boy unconscious amidst the fallen bodies. His two pursuers realize they are outmatched by this old demon, deciding to withdraw and leave this mess for another department. This white-haired rival lies defeated, his mission a failure, which triggers a memory of a younger boy asking about a jade pendant, his master explaining it was a powerful protective talisman. This kid skeptically questions the ridiculously long name, but the old man turns serious, warning him to be careful if he is gone, prompting the boy to angrily remind him to live well. His master scolds him for his disrespectful tone, then urgently tells him to never take off the pendant, and the boy watches him leave, still doubting its importance, until the master reveals it can save him from one calamity. In a memory, an old master walks away, lamenting that human calamities are the hardest to prevent. His younger self asks how long he will be gone this time, and with a tear in his eye, the master replies a few days, or maybe even a few years, his answer full of sorrow, promising to return once his business is finally finished, leaving the young boy to wait alone for a return that never came. Back in the present, the rain continues to fall, where the scarred man mocks the evil master's foresight. This master then proposes a wager on whether his disciple can find them, calling the weakened scarred man a useless mortal vessel, his life force now completely spent and worthless. With a clench of his fist, he prepares to end it, and the scarred man's body dissolves into nothingness. This scene then shifts to a provincial hospital, room 708, where our boy finally awakens to learn he's been out for 3 whole days. Waking up confused, he realizes 3 days have passed. He finds himself in a hospital, questioned by 2 strangers bickering over him, and the woman dismisses her partner, handing him a medical report. Reading the grim diagnosis of heart failure, he feels lucky just to be alive. He thanks the woman Luli, promising to repay the medical bills, when an investigator from the bureau begins questioning him about Feng Yuzhai. This agent presses on, mentioning a burial plot he bought for someone named Li Zhangde. He confirms Li Zhangde was his master, now suspicious of their motives. Smiling, the man reveals he is the first to survive Old Devil Feng and offers protection. This offer from a hidden nether guild leaves him completely baffled. So the investigator explains their guild manages the Hidden, a secret society. To maintain order, they are categorized into 4 gates based on their philosophies. But in the modern era, only one person has reached the apex of the arts gate, Zhangde. Stunned, he questions if this apex could be the same old man he knew. This woman then asks the crucial question: if he is the disciple of such a master, why was Feng hunting him? This agent begins a lecture on the Flow Gate, a school of thought. Next is the Stillness Gate, for cultivating one's heart and mind, followed by the Motion Gate, for those who live without taboo. His partner, he reveals, is a practitioner of this very Motion Gate. She tells the boy to trust their guild to survive, asking about the ruins. But our hero denies it, claiming their legendary master is not the man he knew, explaining his master only taught him to struggle and live, nothing more. Uninterested in their intel, he decides it is time to leave the hospital. He starts changing out of his gown, questioning their official records, quickly dressing himself as the woman looks away, flustered. With his clothes on, he announces his departure and heads for the door. But Luli stops him, handing over a device for emergencies. With a wave, he promises to report anything he finds. Alone now, the agents decide to wait, knowing he is tied to Zhangde, her partner teasing her for calling the boy a reckless waste of heavenly gifts. This male investigator is flustered by his partner's bizarre analogy, while elsewhere the white-haired rival walks alone through the city, when a black car suddenly screeches to a halt directly in his path. A man in a suit steps out, mistakenly identifying him as Luli. This stranger politely invites him to meet a mysterious boss, promising that seeing the man himself will explain everything. As he gestures for the white-haired man to step inside the car, this rival scoffs, unable to guess who would be seeking him out, but the subordinate insists his boss demanded he be treated with respect. Their destination is the imposing Sioux Group headquarters, where a powerful executive orders that same subordinate to eliminate Luli. His subordinate hesitates, warning that the guild is now watching their target closely. But the boss dismisses the risk, offering 5 million for results in 5 days. He demands the job be done cleanly with no ties back to him, declaring he does not care what methods are used so long as Luli dies. This subordinate agrees to arrange things immediately, as his superior vows to send a certain brat to his death. Elsewhere, a car speeds down an empty highway, carrying the white-haired man as a passenger, and the driver points out they are leaving the city limits. Questioning if his boss is some kind of reclusive hermit, growing nervous, he asks their destination as a hand rests on him. But the white-haired man's eye glows, sensing danger, and in the rearview mirror he sees the driver's horrifying, decaying face, revealing a twisted corpse-like being at the wheel, taunting him for being a ghost that refuses to rest. He realizes with horror that he is trapped inside, as the car suddenly swerves wildly across the highway, hurtling dangerously close to the guardrail. Leaving the white-haired man to brace for impact, his power flaring, a car is sent flying off a shattered bridge, as a massive object hurtles through the sky toward it, smashing into the vehicle with a burst of blue energy, which crashes hard and skids across the ground. This driver coughs, struggling to his knees, and the white-haired rival admits he was careless, realizing more than one enemy is hunting him now. Just then, strange monoliths fall from the sky, crashing down all around the wounded man, as a new arrival questions why he is here for a bronze rank. This newcomer is busy ranting about a video game on his phone, until he spots his target hiding among the debris, mistakenly calling the rival Luli and demanding his attention, revealing a bounty on his phone he needs for new skins. Around them, the monoliths activate with an ominous green glow. This bounty hunter summons ghostly warriors from the monoliths, his minions surrounding the target for a quick fight. Wounded and exhausted, the white-haired rival struggles to his feet. These spectral figures begin their slow, menacing advance, while their master casually orders them to attack, still focused on his game. One of the creatures lunges forward with incredible speed, but the rival evades, leaping through the air with surprising agility, smashing through the wrecked car's windshield to create distance. Landing gracefully among the debris, he prepares his counter, then launches himself back into the fray with renewed purpose. His fist crackles with electricity as he lands a thunderous shock, unleashing a powerful current that tears through the minions. Stunned, the bounty hunter recognizes the legendary thunder arts. Blue lightning arcs across the battlefield, a storm of pure energy. And the rival stands ready, his glowing eye fixed on his next opponent. This bounty hunter summons multiple ghostly figures to attack, triggering a flash of a child fleeing a monstrous shadow. Shoving his phone away, the hunter gets down to business, unleashing an edict for ghosts to devour ghouls. This white-haired rival stands his ground against this strange power, his expression hardening against the eerie green energy, as spectral assailants swarm down from above. And with a gesture, the hunter commands the assault, his glowing eyes fixed on his target while weaving a trap. His spirits bind the rival within a cage of light, while the hunter mocks his thunder arts as useless, revealing this technique is a perfect counter for exorcists. Overwhelmed, the rival feels his own power failing him, just as the ghostly energy impales him through the chest, and the hunter grins, declaring the fight is already over. Green, ethereal energy twists and rises from the ground, this power flooding the white-haired rival as a strange hunger awakens. His inner demon craves more yin malice to feed its insatiable need, and realizing the attack was absorbed, he embraces the dark power within him. This bounty hunter reels back in complete shock, unable to believe his skills were completely nullified. He watches his shadowy attack dissolve before the rival's calm stance, who then blurs into motion, closing the distance instantly. And terrified, the newcomer turns to flee for his life, but the rival effortlessly catches him mid-stride. Brought to his knees, the bounty hunter begs him not to disconnect, suddenly trying to excuse himself by saying his mom called for dinner. He babbles on, claiming it was all just a joke to liven things up, until the rival grabs him, demanding to know how much malice he possesses, summoning lightning to test if thunder can truly shatter it. This bounty hunter nervously admits his own skills are trash, so the rival coldly demands he use his soul lock again, offering 5 seconds before another round of shock therapy. Reluctantly, the hunter summons a small glowing figure, warning of the risk. As the white-haired man stands ready, energy swirling in his palm, and with a smirk, the hunter begins his strange technique, trapping his target inside a massive, glowing ritual circle, where 2 powerful spirits swirl around him in a vortex. But the rival calmly sits, meditating amidst the chaos, leaving the bounty hunter confused as the attack subsides. He is reduced to tears, begging not to be used as a charger, but his opponent coldly orders him to keep going faster. This exhausted hunter insists he has nothing left to give, so the rival asks if anyone else in his group knows this technique, prompting the terrified hunter to flee into the night. This terrified hunter is sent flying into the darkness, leaving the white-haired rival to wonder if that was necessary. Meanwhile, in a lavish estate, a meeting is underway, where a subordinate reports that the operation has failed. His boss explodes with rage, already aware of the failure, and issues new orders regarding a 3-day deadline, vowing to create another chance to take down Luli. Elsewhere, a man praises his friend, Brother Lee, for his way with women, and Luli, holding a bottle, casually offers the woman to his friend. As they walk, his companion with glasses expresses hesitation, sensing a strange energy as he whispers that something is not clean. Startled, the man pulls away, sensing a hidden presence, a constant chill running down his spine as he feels they are being followed. Suddenly, a hand clamps down on his shoulder and he freezes in terror. But it is only Luli, teasing his friend for being so jumpy. Elsewhere, two men stumble through an alley, one drunkenly boasting, while his bespectacled friend grows nervous, calling the place evil. This first man dismisses the warning, telling him to stop talking, and continues his rant, claiming he fears absolutely nothing, just as he points ahead, spotting a lone man in the darkness. Approaching the stranger, he drunkenly asks if he is human or a ghost. But the white-haired rival only notes the air reeks of yin malice. This two drunks mock him from behind, calling him a clown, until with a cold glance he orders them to turn around. Startled, the boisterous one challenges the order, demanding a fight, and his terrified friend tries to pull him away, sensing danger. But the drunk refuses, determined to confront the poser, his anger flaring as he thinks he is being challenged, until the rival clarifies he is talking to the things behind them. A look of pure terror fills the man's eyes as he slowly turns. A terrified man is haunted by a spectral entity latched to his back, but the white-haired rival calmly asks why it has not left yet, as his two pursuers are tormented by the very ghosts they command. They scramble away in terror, begging for help from their target, while the rival dismisses them, focused on paying his medical bills, his expression cold and unbothered by their fate. Walking through a dark alley, he reflects on the ancient laws he follows, but now admits he no longer knows who to trust, arriving at his destination. His eye begins to glow with an ethereal blue light, activating his yin eye to reveal the truth of the building, a place swarming with countless lost souls, and he notes the overwhelming malice concentrated in this one spot, offering his own energy to the spirits in exchange for a favor. This hungry ghosts roar as they accept his offering. Surging forward to feed on the power he provides, he commands the lingering spirits to depart this world, offering them a final meal before their journey onward. His glowing eye narrows, sensing another presence. Finally spotting his target, a woman preying on a spirit, this woman mockingly soothes her spectral victim, draining the young spirit's essence while it cries for help. He watches this display with a cold, unmoving gaze, as the woman revels in the intoxicating power she drains. This terrified spirit begs for mercy, but she only craves more. That is enough, he declares, interrupting her feast. But she feigns innocence, calling herself a frail woman. He dismisses her act, unable to ignore her rotten stench, and her facade shatters as she screams that he deserves to die, pulling out a talisman to summon her spectral soldiers. A horde of monstrous spirits materializes at her command. She unleashes her 100 Ghost decree, ordering the spectral army to devour him. But he sees this as a perfect test for his new thunder arts, unleashing a devastating technique called Thunder Over Heaven. A blinding wave of energy erupts from his palm, and the woman stares in disbelief, recognizing the power, as her spectral soldiers are instantly vaporized by the blast. This young spirit she tormented is left kneeling on the ground, while the rival stands over the freed soul, his power still crackling, and his opponent watches from a rooftop, impressed by his strength. A sinister smile forming as she finds her new, interesting prey. She leaps away into the darkness, saving their fight for another time. This white-haired man watches her retreat in silence, then turns his attention to the frightened young ghost, calmly asking the spirit if he truly looks like a bad person. He stops arguing with the young spirit, questioning his own actions, and gently tells the boy Heiahao that his mother sent him. But the spirit sadly insists his parents abandoned him for a new baby. Kneeling down, the rival asks him to remember what happened after he fled, and the boy's memory returns in a tragic flash of being struck by a car. With dawning horror, the spirit finally asks if he is already dead. Our boy comforts him, assuring the child he was always his mother's treasure. To prove his words, he tells the boy to look, revealing a photo of his newborn sibling named in his honor. In total shock, the spirit realizes his mother never truly abandoned him. He then offers the ghost a chance to see his new family. This young spirit reaches out, desperate to touch the photograph. Finally at peace, the boy thanks him for giving him closure, but declines to see his parents, not wanting to frighten them. This rival lets him go, hiding the cruel truth of a family cover-up. He offers the young spirit a path to reincarnation, gently releasing the boy from his painful memories. For his mother's sake, he had to let the past go, watching a new dawn that some would never see. Later, at a quiet temple, a new day begins, where he reaches for a jar among countless others, performing a ritual to honor the departed souls. He stands alone in a hall filled with their final rest, until his phone displays a picture of an older man. A message arrives expressing pity for a boy's situation, leaving him to contemplate the words in silence. Just as a knock at the temple door breaks his focus. Opening it, he states the temple is not open for tour, but a masked woman playfully challenges him to guess who she is. Elsewhere, an old-school building looms under the pale moonlight. A young man storms into a dark room demanding to see Dahe, where a single candle flickers ominously in the gloom. A woman with long hair stands amidst countless talismans asking if he is here, while her nervous companion insists they have crossed a line. He looks up to find a man bound in talismans hanging from the ceiling, and the woman mockingly calls him little brother, amused by his audacity, threatening to turn his entire village into a ghost town if he disobeys. Defeated, the young man agrees to her terms, asking only for a time frame, but she cuts him off, demanding he deliver his side of the bargain first. He is tasked with tracking the man who absorbed all the yin malice. And after the exchange, she tells him to leave, but he demands payment. Her expression turns predatory as she offers a different kind of game. Stunned, the young man reminds her she cannot go back on their deal, but with glowing eyes, she warns him not to blame her for what comes next. Grabbing his collar as he protests that Luli was immune to their attack, she scoffs at his incompetence, demanding payment for her trouble. And as a spirit appears, the young man stammers in fear. She offers a twisted deal involving her spectral sister, holding him in place, telling him he is not leaving just yet. Her ghostly familiar grins, eager to devour its new prey, and the terrified man recoils as the spirit lunges forward. In tears, he desperately agrees to her 2-day demand. He pleads with her to honor their agreement for Dahe's sake, but she turns away, suggesting to an old man they kill him instead. This elder, Feng, advises patience, stating the boy is still useful alive. Meanwhile, the captive Dahe is interrogated about a powerful seal, a situation Feng laments as the unfortunate will of heaven. When asked about Luli, he warns it is too early to make their move. A sinister smile spreads across the old man's face, cutting to Luli, who is suddenly confronted by his white-haired rival. This rival questions how she found this place, but she offers him company instead, laughing as she reveals she witnessed his thunder arts against Luo Xin. He cuts to the chase, demanding to know her purpose here, and she claims a shared past, asking to be taken to their master, calling him a brother who should not hide their master's inheritance. Dismissing her act, he counters with a question about their master's powers, testing her knowledge of the perfected one Zhangde. Her response is a series of ridiculous rumors, forcing him to demand she be serious, so he presses for a real name, a photo, or any defining traits. But she just declares Zhangde is her idol, changing her story. Mocking her intelligence, he tells her to ask the old man directly, when suddenly her phone rings with an angry caller looking for Tao Xiaoman, and she coolly replies that she is on a date. This caller is left stunned by her response. As she watches the rival walk away, ignoring the urgent plea on the phone, a man in a suit interrupts Luli, presenting an official mission card. He furiously accuses the woman of fraternizing with their prime suspect, revealing the entire Su family was murdered and Luli is the lead. This bizarre case was so strange it was handed to their special unit, and Luli listens to the accusations without a word. This agent orders them both into the car, saving him a trip, where a photo reveals the victim's final recording named Luli, but he remains unbothered, scrolling on his phone as they drive. His accuser reveals the monster Luli fought was the Su family's heir, though the masked woman questions the title's second young master. Her partner snaps, frustrated by her irrelevant questions. He insists the real mystery is the connection between the murders and Luli, so the woman turns to Luli, demanding an explanation. Both men look utterly exhausted by the confusing conversation. Arriving at the scene, they are met by more agents and a sinister energy. This white-haired rival arrives, certain he has found the right place, approaching a house consumed by a sinister, dark aura. Inside, a terrified man kneels, his eyes blackened by a curse. He is choked by an unseen force, promising a fate worse than death. While a witness recounts watching the entire horrifying event unfold, they saw the victim tear his own head from his body, and this traumatized storyteller now kneels in a dark room. Their face contorts in terror, reliving the memory. Remembering a shadowy presence that appeared behind them, a malevolent spirit with glowing green eyes loomed close, leaving the storyteller frozen in absolute fear on the floor. As the entity noted, one little fry was still left to deal with. This terrified person screams for the creature to stay away, but the shadowy being lunges forward in a blur of motion. Now in the present, they insist to an official that they were not lying. An official named Chairman Ma questions the witness's story. Learning that the victim's body parts are still missing, this case is a major headache and he demands to see Luli. Just then, their prime suspect is spotted arriving on the scene. This agent from the car waves them over, escorting Luli and his rival, prompting a cynical smirk from the chairman, who mutters, "Speak of the devil." His subordinate announces that the suspect has been brought in, but the white-haired rival feels a strange unease, sensing he is being watched. He activates his yin eye to investigate the feeling, only to find his vision clouded, the mansion strangely distorted. Meanwhile, Chairman Ma sizes up Luli, calling him their friend, deciding their next move depends entirely on the boy's performance. This rival then turns his attention to young Luli, asking if he was properly briefed on the way over. With the team assembled, they prepare to enter the cursed house. This lead agent warns Xiaoman to keep her mouth shut at the crime scene, and she playfully agrees to act like a mute. Together, the group heads toward the house, with Luli watching the others walk ahead, entering the opulent home where the murders took place. Inside, the traumatized witness looks up in shock, her finger trembling as she points directly at Luli, who, completely bewildered, points to himself in confusion. This witness insists he is the one from last night, demanding his arrest, while another agent tries to calm the hysterical woman. Frustrated, the lead agent tells Xiaoman to take Luli away from this mess, privately scoffing at the idea of him being the killer. As the witness collapses to the floor surrounded by officials, his subordinate insists they still need to interrogate Luli, but the lead agent senses something is deeply wrong with this case. An investigator realizes all the evidence points to a single suspect. He voices a growing suspicion to his superior, the chairman. Concluding the whole case feels like a deliberate trap involving Luli. This chairman then considers a shocking theory about an infant from the ruins, but Chairman Ma walks off without answering, leaving his subordinate calling after him. Elsewhere, a team of agents secures a crime scene behind police tape. From a nearby car, the white-haired rival confirms the fish has taken the bait, confident they will soon learn the truth about anyone capable of challenging Old Man Feng. As night falls, the operation begins, an ornate clock marking the late hour for the assault. Agents on comms report the first two entry points are clear, but a blood-stained staircase appears as Point C fails to respond, revealing one of their own corrupted and grinning maniacally. In the hall, a headless corpse stalks another fallen agent, surrounded by the bodies of the entire slaughtered team. An agent's earpiece lies on the ground, a voice desperately calling for Zioki. But the device is crushed under a heavy boot. Outside, his team panics, realizing something has gone wrong inside the house. Two men rush the gate, ordering one to stay behind and contact base. As their comrades are met with a horrifying, ghostly visage, surrounded by a strange mist, the captain orders them to get a compass out. An agent checks the device, reporting grim news to his captain, and to his horror, the compass is not working at all. This scene shifts to a moonlit building known as the Hidden Hall. Inside, Luli faces an interrogation, questioned about the mounting evidence. But after 3 hours, his only advice is to avoid the villa after midnight. This lead interrogator smirks, unimpressed by the threat. He demands proof for Luli's claim of a death trap, but Luli's only answer is a single word: instinct. Watching from behind a one-way mirror, the official remarks on his nerves of steel. This official marvels at Luli's unnerving calm during the interrogation, while his subordinate frets over how to explain this to Ziomin. Unconcerned, the guildmaster tells him to figure out his own excuse. When an agent bursts in with an urgent report from the villa, this guildmaster realizes with a jolt that the kid's prediction came true, immediately ordering the interrogation stopped and Luli brought to the scene. At the cursed mansion, a sinister blue mist has descended. Where a new team leader orders his agents to stick together, they move cautiously through the disorienting fog, one man commenting on how thick the eerie haze is becoming. Suddenly, a figure breaks from the group, trying to run. It is Ziomin, attempting to go off on her own. Her partner watches her dash into the darkness, reaching out to stop her from facing the danger alone. But the team leader holds him back, saying they cannot worry about her now. This lead agent and Ziomin's partner approach a mysterious, glowing blue gate. Its sign reads Fear, a name that puzzles the younger man. His superior identifies it as the infamous Gate of Fear, one of the gates of Omen de Yulia. As Ziomin's partner worries for her, the lead agent tells him to focus on their own survival. A compass spins wildly, confirming the chaotic energy field around them. And the lead agent warns the mist is a hallucinogen, giving them only 5 minutes to escape. Suddenly, his partner accuses him of groping him in the confusion, but the lead agent just tells him to look around as he snarls in anger. Sinister roots begin to writhe around them, prompting a desperate call for fire. Ziomin's partner invokes an ancient decree, summoning the power of the vermilion bird, unleashing a powerful blast of energy to clear their path. This lead agent is thrown back, complaining the sudden attack nearly scared him to death. When his partner stares in horror, asking why he is holding his own head, this hallucination takes hold, showing the agent as a headless figure clutching his own head. But the vision shatters and Ziomin's partner grins, impressed by his captain's resilience to the illusion. This rival and his partner face a gate of fear, trapped in a deadly illusion, so they sprint through the eerie empty space. Ziomin lunges forward, ready to smash the source of the tricks. Her fist tearing through the green miasma, which reveals a lone, cowering man on the other side. She cracks her knuckles, eager to unmask the puppeteer, stepping through the doorway into the darkness. But the door slams shut, sealed by a glowing green sigil. Elsewhere, a car speeds toward the cursed villa, and the chairman's subordinate arrives, demanding an update. He is told they have lost contact with everyone who went inside, including Captain Tao's team that entered just minutes before. This white-haired rival stands alone, sensing the building's dark energy, then suddenly leaps toward the house as agents cry out in shock, landing inside the cursed grounds, muttering that they should have listened to his warning. Ignoring a warning, the rival declares they will only find corpses if they hesitate, but Chairman Ma holds his subordinate back, deciding to let him proceed alone. Taking full responsibility, he sets a 3-hour timer before they intervene. And alone inside, the rival finds himself surrounded by a dark, swirling miasma. With glowing eyes, he confirms the oppressive energy is far worse at night. Suddenly, he is engulfed in lightning as shadowy tendrils close in, his electrical attack slamming into one of the strange appendages, yet he is shocked to find his lightning technique is being suppressed. Now he is forced to evade the swarm of shadowy limbs, leaping and twisting through the air to avoid their grasp. And after landing, he correctly identifies the trap as a Kaiman formation. He quickly analyzes its complex structure and elemental weaknesses, resolving to use his double fish aura to merge with the surroundings. Activating his yin-yang 5 thunders technique, a massive array appears, and the dark formation begins to dissolve and disperse around him. This rival feels the oppressive energy lift, confirming his technique worked. And as he walks forward, he finds the lost agents hanging from a cursed tree, their bodies drained by roots that have bored directly into their heads. He steps over the last of the writhing tendrils on the ground, approaching a strange talisman nailed to the tree's trunk. He recognizes the handiwork, realizing it is connected to the old man he is investigating. To break the seal, he bites his thumb, preparing a blood-based technique. Then touches the talisman, unleashing a wave of purifying energy, and the dark formation finally shatters, clearing the air around him. Meanwhile, Chairman Ma's subordinate notes the time is perfect for evil spirits, just as he gets a report on the villa's dark history. This file shows the property was built on a graveyard with a past mirage incident, and it specifically names one of the handlers, Li Zhang. Chairman Ma crushes a cigarette, questioning why this place is suddenly active now. Concluding someone tampered with it to frame Li Zhang. A small, cloaked familiar is sent flying through the woods, landing directly in front of the rival and his dazed companion, as Luli appears, ordering his strange creature to attack. This assault manifests as a cartoonish head screaming in panic, which the rival grabs, unleashing a powerful blast of lightning, effortlessly neutralizing the bizarre illusion on the ground. Luli watches in utter disbelief, stunned by his power. He asks if the danger is truly over, fearing another trick, but the rival just turns with a sharp, questioning glare. Suddenly, Luli draws a gun, demanding to know how he is unharmed. While Xiaomin's partner panics, his own hallucinations returning, this rival calmly observes Luli's peculiar energy, identifying his pure yang fire as the key to breaking the gate. Luli then grabs his arm, telling him to be quiet if he wants to live, prompting the other agent to angrily ask if he is being threatened. This white-haired rival scoffs, annoyed his blood was drawn for this. As his two companions appear, questioning his dramatic display, with a bleeding finger he prepares a new technique, his blood forming a glowing red sigil in the air. This other agents watch, hoping this magic can shatter the gate of fear. As the partner recites a complex incantation, the lead agent sweats nervously. All their hopes now resting on the rival's glowing fingertips. Unleashing the sigil, he commands it to burn away the illusion. A wave of intense fire energy shocks the lead agent, who recognizes it as karmic fire, a lost technique that purges only evil. This illusion shatters, revealing the ominous mansion once more. Still worried for Xiaomin, the partner is told they will find answers inside. When the rival offers them a choice, stay put or follow him. He walks ahead, warning that he cannot protect them during the creature's most ferocious hour. Left behind, the two agents exchange a look of doubt and frustration. A silver-haired man grabs his partner, insisting he is coming along. Suddenly, a wooden gate is completely obliterated, and inside stands Xiaomin, ready for a fight. A ghoulish, spectral face materializes before her, but she moves in a blur, unfazed by the horror, unleashing a powerful whip-like strike with a fierce cry. This ghostly visage shrieks in agony from the blow, as her attack slams into the shadowy form below. With a confident smirk, she presses her assault, shattering the dark illusion into nothingness. She believes all fear is just a lack of firepower, daring whatever is left to bring its worst. From the shadows, a pair of cracked, stone-like feet step forward, revealing a desiccated corpse rising to answer her challenge. And Xiaomin simply asks if it is back for another round. This single corpse becomes a horde, swarming her from all sides, but Xiaomin launches a powerful kick into the nearest one, sending the creature flying across the room, then plants her hand to pivot into her next attack as the rest of the undead horde closes in. With a confident smirk, she thinks she has nailed it, but her victory shatters as the corpse begins to regenerate, calling out the unfairness as she leaps onto a wall for safety. A glint in her eye reveals a new, reckless plan, and she dives back into the fray, dodging a swipe, only to land and realize something is terribly wrong. These undead creatures are somehow channeling chi, their dark energy swirling around her, growing stronger, and she questions how her attacks are only making them more powerful. Meanwhile, in a distant apartment building, two observers watch from a window. A mysterious woman praises Luli for not letting her down, while her partner scoffs that the intruders will die at the gate of death. She smirks, revealing her plan to use Luli to break the formation. This old man warns her not to underestimate the authorities outside, but she just raises a pair of binoculars to her eyes, confident they will not be found before their work is done. Through her lens, she watches the agents swarming the grounds below. Elsewhere, two men in white suits wait patiently on a rooftop, as Xiaomin dodges the frenzied attacks of the corpses inside. Her eyes glow with fierce concentration in the heat of battle. This ghoulish horde completely surrounds her, and she watches as one of the creatures absorbs her energy. Suddenly, she realizes her punches are only making them stronger, as the reanimated corpses leap in for another coordinated assault, and just then a shadowy claw shatters a window from outside. A voice warns the rival to dodge quickly, his glowing eyes tracking the flow of the wind itself. His technique manifests a spirit fish swimming through an arcane array, and with a confident smirk he moves in a blur, becoming a phantom gliding through the haunted halls. Luli suddenly appears, shocked to find him here too, just as the rival effortlessly dispatches a horde of ghouls with light. With a smug grin, Luli admits he is only a little bit stronger, but warns the ghouls are regenerating, growing tougher with each fight. This rival dismisses them as minor spirits, turning his back on the threat, then summons his own familiars, promising them a meal for their work. A small, shadowy creature with a glowing eye materializes from his hand, which he unleashes upon the regenerating corpses below. From a doorway, the other agents watch in disbelief, stunned he won in one move, while Luli's suspicion grows, wondering how he concealed his energy. This rival turns away, coolly remarking he was born this way. As his companions check on Captain Tao, clearly shaken by the display. Looking at his hand, he notes the dark spirits are getting picky with their food, and the other agents whisper about his power, but their leader tells them to be quiet. A tense silence falls as he stands alone in the swirling darkness. Then he orders them all to back away 10 meters. Despite their protests, he insists he just does not want them getting hurt, as dark energy pools around his feet. He suddenly slams his fist directly into the floor, unleashing a massive shockwave of dark, corrupting energy. This powerful wave rushes past the stunned agents, who recoil in horror from the intense, malevolent force. Elsewhere, Chairman Ma's subordinate watches in surprise, realizing he handled it. With his fox familiar, he decides they must reevaluate Luli's true potential. Back inside, the mist clears, revealing dozens of defeated spirits on the floor. This mysterious woman laughs, a centipede crawling over her hand, declaring they have found the item and it is time to make their entrance. Her partner scoffs, impressed by the rival's power but ready to intervene. While back at the mansion, the mist reveals a chained, talisman-covered coffin, and standing beside it is a headless, reanimated corpse. This agents recognize the body as their fallen comrade Suwu, but the white-haired rival remains completely unfazed. His eyes fixed on a shadowy entity controlling the puppet from behind. This corpse lunges forward in a brutal aerial assault, but he effortlessly parries with a heavy chain, planting his foot firmly on the coffin's lid. Standing over the fallen body, he is determined to see the truth, demanding the mastermind behind the scene finally show themselves. Suddenly, the corpse's fingers begin to twitch and clench, as the headless puppet rises once more for another fight. A sudden green flash reveals a monstrous centipede, as one of the rival's companions screams a warning, but the rival just smirks as Luli plummets down to attack. Our boy slams into the ground with shattering force, catching the rival with a brutal, bloody blow to the face, his fist dripping from the sheer impact of the strike. This blue-haired companion screams Luli's name in fury, while Luli stands over his downed foe, mocking his weakness. Suddenly, the female companion grabs her partner from behind, warning him that struggling will only get him hurt. He demands to know where she suddenly appeared from, just as Luli challenges the rival to get back on his feet. With a cruel grin, he savors the pained look on the rival's face, remarking on how tenacious his opponent is, and he looms over the wounded man, ready to finish the fight. This white-haired rival is choked, laughing at his foe's expression. A memory flashes, he has been struck down by a powerful fist, sent flying through the air by an unseen opponent. As his companions arrive, one asking if their president is here, and they find him collapsed on the cracked floor. He admits to himself that he was too careless, while his partner tells him to stop acting tough and get treated. This other companion kneels, using a healing art on his wounds, questioning how he can possibly endure so much damage. Elsewhere, a man with a cigarette lists off 2 names, while an old master scoffs at the mention of the Ma family. This smoker kneels in the darkness, sensing something inside a coffin, but the old master suddenly detects the scent of a fox, revealing Chairman Ma's subordinate has arrived on the scene, his fox familiar glowing faintly in the swirling mist. Surrounded by blue flames, the rival taunts his enemies. A woman warns her partner, Uncle Ma, not to start a fight, mockingly offering a coffin to her little sister below. This rival simply asks for an appearance fee for the show, but Uncle Ma scoffs, unleashing a powerful earth technique, sending a wave of massive spikes erupting from the ground, which catches his female companion completely off guard. She realizes it is a gravity field, her body suddenly heavy, pinned down as she watches the villains from a high perch. Uncle Ma gloats about securing a treasure with their help, as the rival holds back his furious partner, telling her to stand down. This villains fly off into the night, promising they will meet again. But one of the agents calls President Ma over, spotting something urgent. He reports that Luli is unconscious with something strange in his body, and an unknown energy is repelling all attempts at healing. President Ma senses multiple entities inside the unconscious Luli and reaches out to identify the spirit defying his family's power. But a sudden blast of energy throws him back in shock. On the ground, a strange power keeps Luli's body animated, while elsewhere the smoker lights up, admitting he was too reckless. From Luli's body, a furious red spirit begins to emerge. His eyes glow red, the entity inside him growling for food. Possessed, our boy lunges forward in a demonic blur, but President Ma stands his ground, completely unfazed by the attack. Suddenly, Xiaoman intercepts, ordering the creature to stay down, and lands a brutal strike right across Luli's face. This powerful blow sends him tumbling hard to the ground, stunning the other agents with her one-hit takedown. President Ma scolds her for being cocky and showing him up, then summons his spirit wolf to find a healer for Luli inside the Ghost Gate healing hall. A potent remedy is carefully prepared. As the white-haired rival slowly opens his eyes, he lies in bed, relieved just to have survived. This recent battle feels like a very long dream, and waking, he finds himself in an unfamiliar room. A memory surfaces of a desperate man in a dark forest, who realizes the item in the coffin was switched out. Suddenly, 2 new figures emerge from the mist, one of them recognized as a powerful minister. This old man calmly states he is here to borrow something, but the woman with the coffin questions his true motives. His companion simply tells them they have no choice. Enraged, the man challenges the minister's authority, only to be sent flying by an invisible, crushing force. A dark-clad man is sent flying by a powerful kick. His attacker stands firm amidst the shattered ground. As a ghoulish entity with glowing eyes emerges from the mist, this creature lunges forward in a furious assault, but the man remains completely unfazed by the attack, its glowing hand reaching out to grab him. In an instant, the monster pins him to the ground. His face contorted in rage as he issues a final warning. Two figures appear, mocking his helpless position, and the woman warns her partner not to overstep his bounds. She dismisses the conflict, claiming a coffin is not worth a war, just as another woman effortlessly hoists the coffin onto her shoulder. Elsewhere, two observers watch the scene unfold, noting the real show is starting, cutting to a modern building known as the Hidden Hall, where the two men in white suits discuss their contingency plan. An agent demands to know the secret of the yin-suppressing coffin, and his superior explains the legend of two coffins, one for souls, one for corpses. He questions why Luli and Xiaoman are involved, but is told to just follow orders. Meanwhile, at Yushin No. 13 Middle School, a new day begins, where a transfer student named Tao Xiaoman is introduced to the class. This teacher warns against arrogance, eyeing a student sleeping at his desk, his blatant disrespect clearly angering the instructor. With a shout, he slams his hand down to wake the boy up, but Luli just smirks, asking if class is already over. His eyes then fall on the new girl, recognizing Xiaoman in disbelief. This furious teacher orders him to dye his hair back to normal, yet tells Xiaoman that Luli is a top student she can rely on. She formally introduces herself, leaving Luli momentarily speechless, and just then the school bell rings to signal the end of class, leaving Xiaoman to watch as he walks away down the crowded hallway. As Luli tries to leave, Xiaoman stops him with a critical question. Her words catch his attention, forcing him to turn back. She reveals that certain people even know about his origins, bringing up the yin-suppressing coffin and a mysterious old man. His name is Chen Yuankui, who vanished with Luli's master 5 years ago, a revelation that raises questions about the Golden Lock clan's return. Though Chen is missing, she suggests they can find his grandson. He realizes her true target is not him, but his master's other disciple. Before he can refuse, she holds up her phone, asking him to look. Revealing the yin-suppressing coffin is only one of a pair, she insists he look at the information on her screen. His eyes widening in shock at what is on the display. This phone displays the location of the ancient town she mentioned, revealing a sprawling, mysterious city hidden in the mountains. A final message appears, speaking of love, death, and resurrection. Two figures in red await a somber ceremony. A feast is laid out for a love that transcends death, and through the cold, empty halls the ritual begins. First, a bow is made to heaven and earth, while the second is offered to the parents. One man is forced to bow his head, as the bride and groom are told to bow to each other, but he glares up in defiance, refusing to comply. His veiled bride trembles, held steady by her attendant, just as a hand reaches out to steady her, ripping the veil from her head in a sudden move. This man scolds her for being clumsy, holding her close as she stares back at him. Suddenly, her eyes glow with an unnatural light, and he recoils in terror at what he sees. A scarred man barks in order not to startle the bride, then begins an incantation to bind a soul to a body. A paper talisman glows with ancient power in his hands. As the ceremony to bind the couple begins below, he looks at the bride, relieved the spell took hold, but a voice from above scolds them for their incompetence. This master gives his subordinate a chilling warning, while the procession carries the bride toward a fire basin. She is lifted over the flames to ascend to immortality. Her hand bound to her new husband by a red string. Together they are laid inside a large coffin, a matching talisman now placed upon the man's face. His subordinates immediately begin sealing the lid shut, and an old master offers a final prayer for the departed. This scarred man performs one last rite to send them on their way. A man is violently forced into a coffin by several thugs, who immediately begin hammering the lid shut. Elsewhere, an old man lights incense before two portraits, mourning their loneliness. He prays that this is all he can do to protect someone dear to them. With his duty done, the old man walks out into the light. While under a strange night sky, a command is given to lift the coffin, and a solemn procession carries it toward an unknown destination. This leader rings a bell, warning them not to stop the ritual march, preparing a talisman-wrapped incense stick as a greeting. He kneels in the woods, planting the stick to begin the rite, watching carefully as the smoke begins to rise. Once the smoke clears, he declares the path safe to continue, but the pallbearers have suddenly stopped in their tracks. One of them points in terror, stammering the name of a master. As the incense smoke suddenly glows an ominous green, this pallbearers are suddenly thrown back by an unseen force, as a haunting laugh echoes through the dark woods. One of them scrambles up, realizing something is alive, and they stare in terror at what has appeared. A ghostly woman in red floats before them, surrounded by dark energy. Her presence striking absolute fear into the men. They try to flee, screaming for the others to run, but the spirit shrieks, demanding they give her something back, lunging forward with a desperate, clawed hand. Before she can reach him, a blue slash of energy cuts a man down, leaving him choking on the ground in agony. This spirit glares, blaming him for her fate, then turns her sorrowful gaze toward the coffin, before collapsing to the ground as a new person approaches. This hooded arrival chokes the injured man, taunting that they have found him. A hooded man sneers over his victim, mocking his master's strength, and promises to crush him like an insect underfoot. A glowing stomp shatters the ground, ending the man's life. Suddenly, a woman in red appears beside the killer. Her face marked by a golden talisman, her eyes glowing green. This two of them survey the bodies left in their wake, standing back to back as a deadly, silent pair. With their mission complete, she signals it is time to go, leaving the carnage behind as they vanish into the woods. Elsewhere, the story cuts back to a peaceful classroom view, where the teacher senses that Luli is plotting something. He cheekily asks if his intentions are that obvious. Before showing her the screen of his own phone, her calm demeanor instantly shatters in a wave of shock, leaving her staring in horror at the information he has revealed. A text message reveals the leverage she holds over him. With the deal set, Luli tosses her phone back, agreeing to the trip. And as he walks off, Xiaoman peeks from a doorway, celebrating their agreement. This scene cuts to the Tao family courtyard in Beijing, where an old woman angrily forbids Xiaoman's involvement with Lei Zhang's family. But an old man with an eye patch calmly tells her not to get so worked up. She insists it is not meddling, reminding him their family's safety is at stake. He counters that their family owes its stability to that same man. Her expression hardens, taking his words as an insult. She then declares that Xiaoman must stay with her, no discussion allowed. He tries to lighten the mood, joking about their advanced age. But this only enrages her more as she raises her cane to strike, smacking him on the head even as he tries to flatter her. Walking away defeated, he mutters that he has done all he can to help. This scene then shifts to the imposing gates of Zuming town. Luli and Xiaoman arrive in a strangely deserted town, a place haunted by rumors of a ghost bride, she explains. They walk down the empty streets, searching for their destination, a location so hidden that even GPS struggled to find it. Before them stands the 8 Gates Inn, their only option, and Luli pushes open the doors, stepping into the unknown, crossing the threshold into a blindingly bright interior. He is shocked to find the place bustling with life, sensing a strange aura. This inn is packed with patrons, making him question what he felt, just as a charismatic host greets them with a knowing smile. Luli activates his yin eye, searching for the hidden truth. This host offers them the last available room, a luxury suite. But as they follow, Luli feels that something is deeply wrong here. He watches the other guests stuffing their faces unnaturally, recalling a tip about a shop with the best feng shui in town. This host leads them away with a sleazy comment, but Luli finds a layer of dust, confirming the man is lying. His yin eye reveals a strange web across the floor as Xiaoman mentions a ghost marriage, prompting the host to tell a grim tale of a recent tragedy. Luli calls him out on the inn's unclean energy, but the host boasts of his power, claiming to be the 108th heir of the celestial master. He then strikes a pose, offering a special talisman for a family price, leaving Luli completely unimpressed by the sales pitch. His eyes then spot some trash tucked away in a corner, catching the host in an awkward, flustered moment. This man quickly tries to sell the talisman to Xiaoman, promising it enhances beauty, but Luli snatches it from his hand before she can answer, calling out the fake talisman and the fraudulent family lineage. Caught in his lies, the host is left stammering and speechless, his friendly facade dropping as he issues a dark warning about what happens to meddlers. Luli recognizes the golden lock technique, questioning the boss's motives. This two now stand before an old woman, ready for questions. She demands a description of the man who left them there. A memory surfaces of the innkeeper offering to buy a talisman, but his story rambled on until Luli cut him short. With that, the man walked away, leaving them to follow, a smug, knowing smile crossing his face. They have arrived at the Zhu family compound, learning of a costly ghost marriage. Luli immediately asks about the talisman on the door, sensing a connection, and the woman explains a kind, fat master gifted it to her out of pity. His eyes narrow, realizing the fat master was the boss from the inn. She tries to recall his name, thinking it was Liu but not an innkeeper. Xiaoman is stunned, declaring the 8 Gates Inn does not even exist. As the old woman explains, she arranged the ghost marriage for her lonely son. Bowing her head, Xiaoman offers condolences to the grieving mother. Luli wonders why the old lady claimed the inn did not exist, and Xiaoman questions why the guild sent only the two of them. She playfully praises him for figuring out the truth so quickly, but he is just annoyed by her overly cheerful act. Dropping the facade, she demands to know what he discovered. He reveals the painting they saw was a worthless fake, a simple scam, prompting Xiaoman to try and warn the old woman. But Luli stops her, explaining the situation is far more complex. He deduces they cannot be the only agents sent to investigate, realizing their leader sent them knowing they'd need backup. Suddenly sensing danger, he yells for them to run back to the inn, but when they turn, the entire street has vanished. This old woman's words now haunt them, there is no inn here. A gong rings out, warning living humans to step aside, and Luli stares grimly into the mist, sensing what is coming. A ghostly procession of paper figures carries a coffin. This host explains their purpose, to carry the living or capture souls. This eerie procession surrounds them, a sign of grave danger. Luli recalls a story about a folk paper artist from his past, a master whose craft could recreate even goddesses from paper. A younger version of him once questioned the need for training, earning a swift kick for his impertinent suggestion. This master roars that this discipline is necessary to control the powerful, leaving the young boy crying from the painful lesson. Back in the present, the host warns him not to trust anyone here. And Luli asks for clarification, told that spirits normally avoid humans. Yet these apparitions pass right through him, their faces painted masks. Remembering the warning, he glances at Xiaoman, questioning the setup, then checks his phone, realizing the hour of the pig is still to come. As Xiaoman demands food, Luli quietly resolves to destroy this inn. Luli connects the inn's name to a specific technique, recognizing the 8 gates of Kaiman Dunjia, a powerful formation that renders his yin eye useless. Trapped in the illusion, they stand alone under the moon. While elsewhere, a young man warns his friend of the trouble he is in. He tells a hooded man their only escape is after the hour of the pig, trying to find some sliver of hope in their situation. But the hooded man knows their plan has already failed. With no trust in the authorities, the kid suggests another contact, prompting the hooded man to ask who it could be. Back on the street, Luli spots something watching from above. A lone crow perched silently on a power line. Its talons grip the wire before it takes flight, swooping down as Luli confirms they are being observed. Without hesitation, he gives chase at blinding speed. Luli sprints through the flooded streets, Xiaoman close behind. While a mysterious woman notes an old acquaintance has arrived, she and a large, bearded man discuss their useless captive. Recalling the legendary power of the golden lock technique, this bearded man is no mere feng shui reader but something far more dangerous. As a crow takes flight, she questions their vague mission, worried they are being used as cannon fodder by their superiors. This two of them proceed with their task, hoping it is not in vain. Just as Luli leaps across the rooftops in hot pursuit, he uses a wind-based spell to track his targets, following a glowing wisp of energy through the town. This trail leads him directly to the suspicious pair below. Annoyed by his speed, the woman urges her partner to move, but Luli prepares to strike, his fist crackling with lightning. He crashes down, meeting the bearded man's defense in a burst of power. A hand grabs another, sparking with raw power. From the shadows, a powerful man confronts the two intruders, but the white-haired youth channels his own lightning in response, unleashing a storm of energy that fills the courtyard. This older man scoffs, boasting he could kill him with a single punch, though his companion urges him to stop wasting time, and with a final glance, the mysterious pair walks away. Suddenly, a new girl appears on a wall, asking if he is all right, as he reveals those two were the ones who touched the coffin. Elsewhere, another young man panics, realizing only 30 minutes remain. He is hopelessly lost until a shocking sight stops him cold, spotting Luli, who calls out his name, Liu Linglang. This boy freezes, completely stunned by the impossible coincidence, and when the girl asks if they are friends, Luli dismisses him as a pest. Liu Linglang recognizes the girl as an authority, wondering what trouble Luli has gotten into now. A pink-clad pursuer mocks the fleeing master for saving his own skin, but the white-haired man grabs his companion, offering no chance to explain. He launches a powerful kick as his target warns him he has gone too far, his foot smashing through a wooden plank in a clever trick, leaving him to realize it was just a substitution. Far above, the true target zips across the rooftops, and the pink-clad accomplice uses a strange power to flee as well. Enraged, the pursuer yells that they will not escape him, calmly identifying their technique as the cloud ladder ascent. This scene shifts to a quiet building marked by a lone white lantern. Inside, an old woman's hands rest on a cane as she contemplates nirvana. Standing before a memorial altar while speaking of spiritual enlightenment, incense sticks have burned to ash beside a single flickering candle, her expression sharp, her gaze intense and unsettling. As a dark aura seeps from her bare feet, revealing her true nature, a hooded Avenger walks a dark hall, chanting a prayer for the dead. He confronts the old woman, accusing her of faking her grief. His face twists with rage, scoffing at the idea of mercy, demanding she reveal how his loved ones suffered at her family's hands. A vengeful aura erupts from him as the old woman chants in terror, but a butterfly knife flicks open in the shadows, revealing a new arrival in a white suit, mocking the old woman's lies, who identifies the hooded man as Liang Qing, a known descendant. He introduces himself as a captain of the White Impermanence, but Liang Qing coldly dismisses his offer of friendship. This captain's hand tightens, his patience clearly wearing thin, and enraged by the disrespect, he lunges forward to attack, only for his wrist to be caught in an iron grip, stopped cold by the determined Avenger, who unleashes a powerful counter, sending his opponent reeling back. A green-eyed woman lunges forward with a clawed hand. Elsewhere, a man in a suit blocks a blade, impressed by his foe's strength. He warns his opponent to pray for survival, having no time for corpses, but seethes as his targets walk away, feeling utterly disrespected. His hooded ally is questioned for not attacking when he had the chance, revealing he was paralyzed by a hidden observer's killing intent. This hooded man realizes the old hag has used them, urging a swift escape, just as a crimson magical formation fills the air with power. Meanwhile, a young pursuer scales a wall with incredible speed, spotting his pink-clad quarry fleeing down a narrow alley. He dashes across the wet ground, closing the distance, only to watch his target leap impossibly high into the air. This fleeing accomplice soars through the night with unnatural grace, leaving the pursuer stumbling in frustration from the failed attempt. He glares after them, mocking the authorities for their relentless pursuit. A memory flashes of a powerful man in a suit, as a white-haired pursuer confronts a youth on the ground, his accomplice in the pink hoodie watching with a smirk. He dares their target to run after luring them here. This cornered young man pleads for reason, but a new voice cuts in, a ragged stranger reciting a strange, cryptic rhyme. His words speak of the universe of yin and yang, and the white-haired man recognizes the nursery rhyme, a faint memory stirring. as the ragged man offers an apple to the captive, calling him Little Liu. Liu is stunned, asking why his friend Tai Dan has returned. But Tai Dan just repeats his strange offer, ignoring the frantic questions. Leaving the pursuers to realize this, Brother Liang has explaining to do. Tai Dan reveals the grim truth. The hour of the pig has sealed this place off, offering an escape if Liu is not afraid to die. From the street below, the two pursuers watch their target's every move. Lu Li's group steps into a vast, empty hall, while two men hiding nearby feel a sudden, unnatural chill. A ghostly woman materializes right behind one of them, and he screams, feeling her icy touch on his shoulder. This spirit clings to his back, draining his very life force, prompting his friend to flee, abandoning him to his fate. This runner justifies his betrayal, needing a distraction to survive, as more spectral hands reach for the doomed man. They pull him down, overwhelming his desperate struggles, his pleas for help echoing as he is dragged into darkness. Meanwhile, a stage performance begins with a sorrowful song, depicting a tragic parting between two lovers in an opera. This bearded man and his companion watch, annoyed by the show, wondering why their target, the Chen family heir, has not appeared. His patience wears thin, threatening to tear the entire theater down. His companion scoffs at the man's rashness, mocking his lack of respect for tradition. Enraged by her words, he threatens her life. With a roar, he lunges forward to strike. But she moves in a flash of blinding speed. This bearded man leaps through the air, only for his punch to be met by a swift block. She effortlessly deflects his attack with a kick, using the railing to launch herself into the air. A brutal kick connects squarely with his jaw, leaving him stunned by her family's famous technique. But she is not finished, forming a hand sign for a spell, as a massive spectral snake materializes from purple energy. Her eyes are cold, her focus absolute. And the monstrous serpent lunges forward to attack. A shadowy beast is summoned from the ground, revealing a colossal red-eyed serpent coiling upwards. Its master mocks her target for barely dodging the strike. Enraging a young man who screams at her for the attack, he charges forward, ready to die fighting his opponent, but is met with a devastating blast of golden energy. This force of the blow sending him crashing through the floor. His body is caught midair by an unseen force. As the pink-clad accomplice appears, mocking his failed heroism, while the white-robed man dismisses him as a fool. Suddenly, Luli and two others arrive on the scene, their expressions grim as they assess the situation. This serpent's master questions their presence, annoyed by the interruption, while her companion promises they will all meet in hell soon enough. This threat ignites the bearded man's fury, eager to settle a score with Luli. A man in white declares it is time to collect his due. As a powerful beam of light strikes his fallen enemy, he has stunned his foe, withstood 70% of his power, taunting him to guess if he will survive the next attack. Just then, a woman summons a massive serpent from purple energy, as her ally calls for a combined assault on the beast. This monstrous snake looms over the group, ready to strike, sending them scattering across the hall in a desperate retreat. It lunges with jaws wide open, targeting the pink-hooded woman. Watching from the crowd, the two men decide it is time to escape, one enraged that the opera performers are not even human. Meanwhile, the white-haired youth is sent flying through the air, landing hard before the two strange actors on stage. An order is barked out to attack all at once, and a terrified man screams as an enemy descends upon him. A shadowy serpent lunges forward, its jaws wide open, but the white-haired youth calmly channels a green energy, unleashing a technique that counters the beast from within. This massive snake recoils, its fangs dripping with his power, revealing the true target on the floor, mocking the failed attack. His opponent simply smirks, finding the whole display too easy. Suddenly, a man with a terrifying aura appears, demanding respect, his presence shaking the very foundations of the building. This entire group freezes, stunned by this new, powerful threat, who moves in a blur, smashing the old man into the ground. He walks away, warning him about the price of choosing the wrong side, leaving his bloodied victim to protest he never wanted to fight. This victor turns back, mocking his opponent's newfound anger. A memory surfaces of a master teaching his young student about fighting, recalling a lesson about knowing one's place and minding their own business. A memory surfaces of a master scolding his student's interpretation, explaining a lesson on burdens and knowing when to stop. This master roars, correcting the boy's lazy philosophy. His words echo in the present, unmoved like a mountain. With glowing eyes, the powerful man attacks with blinding speed, channeling immense fiery energy into his hand. He grabs his opponent's face in a crushing grip, sending him flying back from the sheer force of the blow. This attacker smirks, confident in his power, standing firm as a golden aura deflects the fallout. A young man watches in disbelief, stunned he did not even budge, but the mustached man just scoffs at his ignorance, reciting a poem about unshakable strength, then turning to Luli for confirmation. But the white-haired youth rises, eyes glowing, announcing it is his turn. On the ground, the aggressor roars that one blocked punch means nothing, but his opponent remains perfectly still, his focus absolute, recalling his master's lesson to stand firm like a mountain against the waves. As the furious blow lands, the youth takes it without flinching, leaving the attacker stunned by his impossible resilience. A second memory reveals the counter-strategy: focus all power to shatter any defense. With a command to break, he channels immense golden energy into his fist, unleashing a devastating strike right into his opponent's chest. This force of the blow sends the man flying backwards, his body shattering. A nearby observer is impressed, recognizing the technique that broke the unbreakable defense, But when Luli asks about it, he is sharply told to mind his own business. Meanwhile, the colossal serpent lunges for the pink-hooded accomplice, whose ally screams for help as the beast's massive eye glares down. This defeated aggressor, enraged by his loss, gathers his remaining power for a final strike, channeling a fiery serpent of his own as he prepares to retaliate. This master's lesson continues, speaking of seclusion and stillness, but his student questions the cryptic words about the body. This old man scolds him for being unobservant and blind. Back in the present, the master lunges, yelling for his student to dodge, yet the white-haired youth simply smirks, completely unfazed, his tattooed hand glowing with contained energy. This old man's eyes widen in absolute shock, as a powerful aura explodes from the ground around his target. His former student stands untouched, calling the attack pitiful. A massive serpent appears, its master declaring Luli dead for revealing his aura's range. From the sidelines, a young man worries for Luli's safety, but his companion explains the technique connects Luli to the earth itself. This power makes him an immovable mountain but also an exposed target. Suddenly, the rescued youth recognizes the man with sunglasses as Brother Liang, who in turn addresses the newcomer, intrigued by his mystical knowledge. A hooded man named Liang Qing appears with a sinister grin, revealed to be the grandson of the powerful Chen Yuankui. Meanwhile, a massive serpent descends upon the battlefield. A technique known as Mount Heng takes flight, drawing the furious gaze of the bearded man Huang Dong. But Luli dives from above, ready to strike him down, meeting a defense of hardened earthen armor. This dormant power of Mount Song rises to meet the assault, yet Luli's attack shatters the rock shield instantly. With his enemy defeated, the victor taunts him to get up and fight, leaving Huang Dong stunned that his years of training were for nothing. He screams in anguish, refusing to be seen as trash any longer, but Luli declares he will not rest until his opponent is dead. Cornered, Huang Dong bargains for his life with a secret about Zuming town, revealing the town hides another, unknown coffin. This serpent master Miao Manju appears with her beast, demanding surrender, but Luli is already locked in combat with Huang Dong on another snake, launching himself into a furious aerial assault. He pins his foe to the serpent's head, demanding he give up. With his last breath, Huang Dong warns him away from the coffin, dying before he can finish his cryptic message. An onlooker complains about the classic trope of villains dying mid-sentence. Nearby, Miao Manju mockingly asks how Luli will pay for breaking her toy, leaving our hero to wonder if anyone here is sane. Luli smirks, asking if she is after the same secret he just learned. As the battlefield falls into a tense standoff, she warns him that knowing too much is a death sentence. Suddenly, the sound of a gong echoes through the hall. Miao Manju reveals everyone is after Zuming Town's secret, pitying Luli as a pawn, explaining that his supposed identity is all they need to make him a target. Luli explains they are all just insignificant pawns in a larger game, while the woman taunts that his life is no longer his own. He simply smirks, completely unfazed by her threat. Suddenly, the very foundation of the building begins to crack, as a powerful new arrival smashes through the wall. This serpent's master recognizes the old man, calling him Chen Zhazhai, and immediately orders her colossal beast to stop him. This newcomer, a puppet on his shoulder, warns her not to meddle, just as a shadowy serpent is violently dispelled. From the sidelines, Brother Liang identifies the technique as a puppet thread. Nearby, Liang Qing advises an older man to be careful, but the man Liu Santong angrily brushes off the warning. He uses his own power to pull two others toward him, holding up the invisible thread and questioning the puppeteer's identity. This serpent's master collapses, weakly uttering a name, Zombie Joe Mui. A new arrival with a fan taunts an old man for surviving, scolding his target for wading into this messy conflict, as his gaze falls upon a woman standing across the chaotic hall, who realizes two key players, Joe Mui and Chen Zhazhai, are present. Luli's group watches as more factions enter the fray. An old man with a puppet arrives, claiming he saved them all. But Joe Mui accuses him of betrayal, questioning his loyalties. While a hooded man holds his second uncle captive, warning him to stay away, he declares everyone in Zuming Town is now a target, vowing to eliminate all obstacles. This woman assesses the situation, identifying Joe Mui as a major threat. Suddenly, she collapses, expelling a strange green substance, this substance solidifying into strange, glowing threads. She curses the puppet master's technique, worried it will cost her Mui's favor. But Joe Mui draws a line, refusing to ally with treacherous villains, an insult that sends the woman into a seething rage. A new challenger arrives, declaring it is time to choose their fates, as all the key players are now gathered in the misty arena. This man in white smirks, having waited for this grand entrance. With a shove, he presents a captive to his brother, sending the man sprawling onto the dusty ground. He then taunts the arrivals about the coffin they brought, while the hooded Liang Qing demands to see what is inside, dismissing them all as dead men walking, not worth his time. Suddenly, a woman lunges toward Luli as a sinister voice judges her, but our boy simply looks down with a confident smirk. She wraps her arms around him, calling his name affectionately, a strange green energy flowing from her as she whispers in his ear. Her eyes glow a hypnotic red, demanding he look at her, prompting an ally to shout a warning about a goo-planting technique. Yet Luli just smiles, completely unaffected by her charm. Luli's tattooed hand easily breaks her grip. With a swift motion, he flips her over his shoulder, sending the woman crashing to the ground, completely stunned. Still trying her failed charm, she asks if he finds her handsome. A powerful blue aura erupts around him as he offers a chance to live, leaving her shocked that her bewitching eye had no effect. Now defeated, she kneels before him awaiting his questions, and he demands to know about the coffin Huang Dong mentioned. His ultimatum is simple: reveal who else is involved or die. As he lifts her by the throat, she claims they are all just pawns, but her words are cut short as she chokes in his grasp. Her body begins to dissolve into a strange pink mist. Suddenly, the entire scene shifts to a strange, ethereal realm. A nearby ally is confused, wondering how they left the opera house. While Luli realizes this is real, trying to recall a crucial warning, a man demands to know the previous statement, recalling the chilling words, "We are all pawns." She questions Liang Qing's role in this grand game, revealing they are trapped in a formation completely powerless. They are merely pieces on a board moved by unseen players, but one of them grows impatient, wanting to fight instead of talk. This pink-hooded ally suggests a new rule: kill the referee. Making her brother recoil in fear at the grim suggestion, Luli listens silently, his expression unreadable. Suddenly, an army of skeletal soldiers materializes before them. A voice challenges them to prove their strength against the horde. As the group realizes they have underestimated their enemy's power, elsewhere a man in white scolds his opponent during their fight, telling him he wasted the one chance he was given, and with a final blow sends his foe flying through the air. A bloody arm grips a sharp, spinning blade. This puppeteer declares his victim's fate is sealed, but his target smirks, unleashing his own power. Red threads of energy suddenly bind the hooded man as his controlled assassin lunges into the attack. Vanishing into the darkness, the assassin disappears instantly, and nearby, Liu Santong is caught in a strange force, finding himself face-to-face with Zhou Mui. This old man tries to flee, refusing to get involved. But Zhou Mui blocks his path, calling him out. He scolds him for his cowardice and betrayal, offering a final warning out of respect for their shared past. Zhou Mui reveals he knows about the town's hidden spirits, while the other battle rages on with shards of red energy, overwhelming the man in the white coat completely. Shadowy hands reach for a hooded man trapped by red energy shards, as a man in white controls the crimson power with a confident smirk. A robed observer notes their abilities. One hides while the other copies attacks. This attacker smirks, his patience completely worn thin, but his hooded target simply asks if he truly thinks he can be killed. This was a mistake, the man in white declares, a perfect chance for a killing spree, yet his opponent reveals he knows about the 5 soldiers waiting outside. He warns that killing any of the powerful family members will trigger dire consequences. Suddenly, a woman in green launches a powerful kick into the fray, while her ally parries a blow from a ghostly soldier. An army of skeletal warriors now emerges from the mist. She sends another one flying with a desperate kick, earning thanks from her companion who calls her Sister Yan. Nearby, a shirtless fighter battles 2 spectral horsemen, as the group stares down an endless, ever-growing horde of the undead. Sister Yan identifies their foe as the 5 rampaging soldiers. A terrifying name that means the female Yama is here. One of them sees a blood omen, declaring they are all doomed. From the sky, a warrior descends with heavenly thunder, unleashing the heavenly thunder of innocence technique. This powerful lightning crashes down upon the undead horde, leaving his allies stunned by his incredible power. Luli stands alone, facing an ever-growing army of spirits, and begins to channel an even greater power. He unleashes a devastating Thunderheaven attack, obliterating the spectral soldiers in a massive blast. His team realizes they must find the soldier altar to stop the horde. As the ground cracks and even more enemies pour in, confident, Luli tells them to go, vowing to hold the line alone, and his allies break away, trusting him to cover their escape. This entire group is transported to a misty, ominous soldier altar, while from a hidden perch, a woman tells Old Feng their plan has been exposed. But the old man remains calm, confident in his own arrangements. She then reveals the secret history of Zuming Town's founding families, a sinister smile spreading across her face as she shares the tale. This story centers on 2 mysterious coffins taken long ago, sparking the question of whether they are the town's true foundation. Elsewhere, the man in white dodges a vicious, arcing blade attack, wiping blood from his lip, frustrated that his moves are being predicted. He offers his opponents a final, chilling warning, telling them to stay away from the coffin at all costs. Just then, a strange force begins to ensnare a hooded man. As Zhou Mui grimly comments on their hopeless fate, other fighters are violently pulled into the air, screaming in agony, and Zhou Mui finally identifies the source, Chen Zhazhai's coffin. Elsewhere, a man named Titan screams in terror, begging not to be eaten, offering to recite a strange passage if his life is spared. As he spouts the verse, an observer notes Chen Zhazhai abandoned the coffin for his nephew, realizing that without its talisman seal, the coffin's contents are now free. Across the hall, someone screams at Liang Qing, questioning his actions, just as the spectral army prepares to charge, and a strange puppet-like creature with a glowing eye emerges from the shadows, its master orchestrating the undead horde from a high perch. A second, more sinister puppet appears, its dress covered in tormented souls. Channeling a dark, crimson energy with a malevolent grin, a voice warns the creature not to overindulge lest it lose control, revealing the puppet is perched on the shoulder of a mysterious robed man who has apparently borrowed the entire ghost army for this fight. As the puppet urges him to hurry before the situation escalates further, his task complete, the robed man turns to depart from the chaos. A gong rings out, chanting a command to banish all evil. This puppeteer performs his ritual, his voice echoing through the realm, causing spectral warriors to materialize around him in a circle. He now stands before a massive ghostly legion ready for battle. This shirtless fighter glares, calling his opponent a rat, and lunges forward with a furious cry to attack, catching the spectral horseman in a powerful grip. With another roar, he throws a devastating punch, shattering the ghostly soldier into nothingness. A confident smirk crosses his face, unfazed by the horde, as he sends another undead warrior flying with a kick. But the puppeteer stomps his foot, triggering a new command, and a skeletal soldier is suddenly encased in a web of light, its body cracking apart as it overloads with volatile energy. Nearby, Sister Yan and an old man watch the chaos unfold. A voice calls out from the shadows, having finally found them. From above, a green-robed woman dives into the fray, clashing blades with the pink-hooded ally in a swirl of energy, while her brother watches helplessly, cursing their situation. Suddenly, a powerful spirit grabs him, telling him not to overexert himself. This spectral being commands him to let go, as his sister tries to intervene only to be warned away. He is stunned by an opponent's incredible speed, unable to react before a devastating blow connects. She cries out his name as he is slammed into a tree. Nearby, another woman mocks their struggle with a condescending smile, revealing her plan to trap them like turtles in a jar. This green-robed fighter realizes the danger, screaming for an interruption, but the spell is already underway as a chant fills the air. A massive energy dome erupts, sealing their fate inside. This pink-hooded ally realizes it is a trap, as a vortex of energy pulls everyone into chaos. But Luli unleashes his brilliant heavenly might, striking down at an old man with crackling lightning. This raw power completely engulfs his target, leaving the elder impressed by Luli's rapid growth, and a woman caught in the blast recognizes him immediately. She demands her Fengdu rampant general cut him down, as a spectral warrior descends to meet the challenge. Luli channels fire and thunder through his own blood, unleashing a devastating combined technique, overwhelming the spectral general in a massive blast. This woman watches in shock, unable to believe his power. Suddenly, the old man urges his allies to go, while Sister Yan screams a desperate warning. A shadowy foe descends upon the white-haired fighter, who crackles with immense power. This energy erupts, throwing them both back in a blinding flash. His eye glows with menacing red light, channeling the storm. Unleashing a new technique, he calls upon the power of Hexagram 24, causing a devastating explosion of elemental power to erupt. From within the chaos, a crossbow bolt is suddenly fired, detonating in a brilliant, colorful blast of light. Caught in the shockwave, the woman in green and her pink-hooded ally brace for impact, but another woman quickly recovers, taking a defensive stance. While the old man nearby stumbles, caught off guard by the attack, this dark assailant looms over the fallen white-haired man, grabbing him by the head with immense, crushing force. Wisps of shadow lash out from all sides, swarming him, forcing him to leap back from the monstrous, shadowy assault, leaving his opponent screaming in disbelief at such impossible power. This woman calls out to Old Feng in the swirling darkness, but he remains unfazed, clutching a glowing charm as red energy gathers. Suddenly, a white-haired fighter sends the old man's form flying. Realizing too late he should have guessed his opponent's true identity,